Sometimes I can read your mind when you tell you lie, things that your man can't see. And I wonder what kind of man is he? The one who you say is your lover, who you insist take care of you under the covers, and who is there for you and loves you like no other. When you kiss and tell me that you love me like a brother. If I didn't know better, I think that you were mine. You're with me all the time. If I didn't know better, I swear we're more than friends. You're touching me again. If I didn't know better, I think we were in love. Girl, do you wanna tell me something? Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, yeah. I could be wrong about the things you say, but I don't rub on my friends that way. You tell me you've always been a friend, but if it goes wrong, then I could get hurt. I know you insist it's harmless play. It's just a part of who you are. That's just your nature, and that's fine. No, I'm afraid it's really nothing. You say that I'm just like a brother. If I didn't know that, ooh girl, I think that you were mine. You're with me all the time. If I didn't know that, I swear we're more than friends. You're touching me again. If I didn't know better, yeah, I think we were in love. Do you wanna tell me something? Oh, oh, oh. My idea of a friend is when you do a lot of things together and have a lot of fun. My definition of love is different. You touch and hold it up, and you only want to be alone, like into each other, like you and he should be, but like you and I are. Well, I know it sounds crazy, but if I didn't know better, I think that you were mine. You're with me all the time. If I didn't know better, hey, I swear we're more than friends. You're touching me again. If I didn't know better, I think we were in love. Do you wanna tell me something? Oh, oh, yeah, oh, honey. Oh, you drive me crazy. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. If I didn't know better, yeah, I think that you were mine. You're with me all the time. If I didn't know better, baby, I swear we're more than friends. You're touching me again. If I didn't know better, I think we were in love. Do you wanna tell me something? If I didn't know better, but I think that you were mine. You're with me all the time. Hi guys, Owen, Zarina, Tia, Fatima, how you all doing? I think this is going to be the five of us. So yeah, can you hear me? Raise your hand, or we can make this interactive from the get-go. You guys can take off your speakers. Can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Let me know, please. Even in the chat group. Okay. Yes, Arena Owen, you can unmute yourselves. No, we don't unmute.
Yeah, I'm unmute. I did unmute myself.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks, man. Hey, can you see everything? Can you hear me? You obviously can hear me. Can you see the screen?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the screen. Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, welcome. Okay. I'm not sure how many more are still going to come on board. Maybe we'll just give it another minute or so.
Okay.
Is here. Hi, Winnie. Okay. All right, guys. So, you know what? It's with every platform, doesn't matter what. Okay, there's always going to be a core team. That core team can comprise of 3 people, 5 people, whatever. They're going to be the driving force. That's always. I've been in, I don't know. You know what? I'm not even going to lie. Let's say hundreds of different platforms. There's always a core team that's prepared to drive it. As I see now this evening, also last or 2 weeks ago, certain amount of people, and yet we are almost 200 to 300 people on this group chat who are involved in this thing. So yeah, it's a little bit sad. You know, we can get to the result that we want a lot quicker if everybody just participates and not just you know, put in the money and sit back and wait for everybody else to do the work. But it is what it is. Okay. You guys have made an effort, and I really appreciate it. What I've done is I've changed the screen a bit, or not the structure of how it's going to get paid out, but I've simplified it so that should you wish to explain, and that's maybe why people are not jumping on the Zoom, because there are some people out there in this group chat that is just maybe verbally explaining it to others, and they're coming on board, and that's fine. You know, if they don't need the Zoom call to help them do that, that's okay. But I'm also looking at how fast the group is growing on a day-to-day basis, and I can see that it's not everybody that's putting in that effort to bring one person at least on board. Be that as it may, this is how it goes. Okay, so there's going to be when we talk about terminology, there's always 3 things that you're going to hear. Okay, and on top here, you will see we're talking about a member, a partner, and syndicate. And a member is someone that owns a block by themselves. And here you can see I've highlighted the blocks 1 to 108. Now I can go on to 200, 500, doesn't matter, but I stopped at 108 and that's fine. So each block is worth $150, all right? Or 2,400 rands. It's actually a little bit less than 2.4, but we leave it at 2.4 because of bank charges and so forth, and people needs to make payment. If the rand really becomes stronger and this thing turns to 2,000 rand, of course we will amend the 2.4. But it's always going to be $150 or $75 or $15. So when we talk about a member, then it's someone taking up a full block. If we talk about a partner, it's someone that is sharing a block with someone. Okay, so they go 50-50. And in that case, they put in $75 each or 1,200 rands. Or when you talk about a syndicate, it is 10 people in a block, each giving $15. So as you can see, 15 times 10 is 150 or 240 rands. And as such, the return on investment is, and which I didn't put here, and I apologize for that, I see it now, is on $150, you're going to get your $9,000. On your 50-50, you're going to get 4,500, which is obviously half than that. And on your syndicate, you are going to get $900. Okay. Now, the way this is structured, this is when, or these, when I talk about your 900 or your 4,500 or your $9,000, I am actually not talking about your first 7 gifts. Okay, that must still get added to your final figure. So you will notice, and how it works is this, and I've done it in different colors, as you can see. So let us say block 1 is taken up by 1 person. All right. On the first line, I'll make this slide available to the group as well. So on the first line in board 1, okay, you will see who all is going to be paying block 1 and block 10 and block 19 and block 28. All right. every block behind each block is responsible for the block in front of him. To break that down, basically, if you are in block 1 and on your line in board 1, next block is block 10, then block 10 is responsible to pay block 1. And block 19 is responsible to pay block 1, who's also responsible to pay block 10. So when you sign up, okay, we now way past the first 9, so it's easier to explain. But when you sign up, your block, albeit just you in that block, or you're splitting it 50-50, or you're with 10 people, but I'm not going to talk about the people, I'm going to talk about the block now. Your block is responsible for 2 payments, okay? So if you were to come in at block 19, okay, you will be given a directive to pay 2 people, block 1 and block 10, and then you're done, all right? If you come in at block 28, you'll be given a directive to pay 2 people, okay? Now, it could be block 1 and block 10, or it could be block 1 and block 19, or it could be block 10 and block 19. Elena will give you that directive, because what we want to do is make sure that on a consistent week-to-week basis, everybody gets something. So we don't want to concentrate where for the first 7 payments, block 1 and block 10 gets paid, okay? And then the other blocks have to wait. We want to do it where everybody gets a turn receiving their monies. But when they get their monies, it will be broken up in this format. So for the people that have come in on a full block, okay, if you own a full block, the first payment or the first 7 payments that you will receive will be $50, as you can see here. And so therefore, over and above your $9,000, you will receive at the end of the day $9,350, because it's $50 times 7, which is your $350, plus your full payment of $9,000. If you came in as a 50-50 partner, you will receive 7 payments, your first 7 payments of $25, okay? And that will be added on top of your $4,500. And likewise here, if you came in as a syndicate, your block will receive 7 payments. And so therefore you as an individual will then get your $5 each 7 times. After that, you will now from 90 payments, okay, you will receive either $10 times 90, which is your $900, or you will receive your $50 times 90, which is $4,500, or you will receive your $100 times 90, which is your $9,000. Okay. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm saying is when you come into the $150 gifting platform, for you to get your 9,000, and let's just talk about the 9,000, the $9,000, you would need to have 90 people behind you, not 90 people, 90 blocks filled up behind you. So that is why I got block number 1 in yellow and from 10 to 90 in yellow. Okay. So if when we get to block 90, it would mean that block number 1 would have received all his monies. The $100 if this person took the full block by himself. Okay. The $100 times 90 plus the $350. Remember, the first 7 payments is only $50, right? So when we get to block 90, then block 1 would have received all of its monies. Okay. Now, on our way to block 90, and let's just say we get to block 90, remember, what does that mean for block number 2? It means that block number 2 is 1 block short of receiving all its payments. So when we get to block 90, which is in yellow, okay, block number 2, which is in blue, still needs this block in blue to be taken up for this person or this block to would have received all their payments. So then, what does it mean? Behind block number 2, there will also be 90 blocks. And the same goes for block number 3. Okay. The 90th block behind block number 3 would be block 93. The 90th block for the block number 4 will be block 94, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you need, or we need to have 90 blocks behind us. Okay. Originally, how this thing was structured, it was going to take a long time for these blocks to fill up before you even get to see any kind of money. So what we've done, as you know, we've revised it, and en route to your 90 blocks, okay, you will then be receiving your payments as I've just described here. The first gift from 1 to 7, okay, will be broken up in that format, and then thereafter you will then start receiving your full amounts. So you know what I'm trying to say is, we don't know when you're going to get your money, but we can tell you exactly who is going to be paying your money. And again, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, if you are on block 46 and you know that block 55 is going to be paying you, all right? It's a week later, we've moved on and we're stuck at block 52. It means for you to get your next payment, because you've already received a few payments, but for you to receive your next payment, block 53, 54, and 55 needs to be taken up. And that's when you chip in. And that's when you say, well, okay, I know 3 people that I can quickly bring in here. And that will boost you. And it'll make sure that you get paid. Of course, other people will also get paid. But what you are doing, remember, you're not getting commission when you're bringing in these people. You're ensuring that you get paid quicker. But more so, in a lot of these blocks, from 1, and I think we're probably now on 42 or 43, we're hovering around there. A lot of these blocks here, they are syndicates, blocks that comprises of 10 people. And what we are trying to do is to make sure that the blocks with the 10 people at least get their 7 gifts, because that will mean that those 10 people will come back into the system and take up block number 109 as individuals. So if, for example, we got block number 10 and there are 10 people in that block, if this block has received their 7th gift, okay, of their $5, it means they've made enough money, right, that not only did they receive their initial investment, but they've got enough money to come back in as a member. And so if 10 people from block 10 come back in, all right, sorry, then it means that you filled up from block 108. Now all of a sudden block 109, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so forth will be taken up just by this block's people. You understand? And if there's block 10, 12, 14, 16 maybe, 17 maybe, all of them comprising of 10 people, and they've all received their 7 gifts, we're talking about, let's just say there's 10 blocks, we're talking about 100 people that's going to be coming up here behind to push block 46 up to 54, 55, up to 63, to push these people out so that they can come back in. And that will cause the cycle. So pretty soon, okay, pretty soon, I'm surmising that here by block 73 onwards, that scenario would start kicking in, and the payment structure would be a lot quicker, because it would have meant here that at least from the first 2 rows that we see here, okay, maybe 100 people would have exited and come back in. Remember, these 100 people, if they exit, they wouldn't have received all the gifts yet, right? But they would have received the initial investment back, and they would have received enough money to come back into the system. So now, and I'm talking about purely syndicates now, the syndicate people will be saying, okay, I've received my initial monies back. I'm still in it for my 14,000 Rand, which is your $900. And I've come back in, and now I'm in it again for 140K, if the Rand-dollar exchange still stays the same. So effectively, you're talking about 155,000 Rand, okay, that you're going to get out, if you've done it twice, that you're going to get out for an investment that you've made for about $165, just around about 3 grand. You're getting 155,000 rand. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but that is a phenomenal structure for me. Okay, it is a minimum risk, right? And again, it's not a platform that's going to be running away because it's a peer-to-peer. It's not dependent on anything else other than us just bringing in people, so that we can assist those that was already in the system, so to get them out in order for them to come back in. Now, if you look at the numbers now as it stands, we're probably hovering around 300 people in the system. Okay, if half of those people just bring in one person each, and this is what the Zoom call is all about, nothing else. Okay, it's just here to two things: one, to make you understand how this thing pays out, and two, to encourage you to bring people in, because that's all this platform requires. No rocket science, nothing else. That's the only two things. So if half the people that's in this platform just can convince one person each to come in as a full member, and I know it's difficult times, but people, if you find these times difficult now, raising 2,500 rand, you can trust me when I tell you it's going to get a lot more difficult when your work has informed you that you've been retrenched, or the company is closing down, you know what I mean, or because of COVID, things have gone south, or whatever. It will become a lot more difficult. And what you want is a bit of peace of mind to know that you've invested some monies, okay, into something that's going to aid you and buy you some more time, put you on your feet, set you up for something else. And that's all it is. And you will notice that on this group chat, there's a lot of people that have come in twice, thrice, 4, 5 times. Okay, some of them can afford it, no problem. All right, but you can imagine the rewards that they're going to be getting at the end of the day. So if I were to tell you, come in with $150, and you ask me the question, well, how long is it going to take? And I get to tell you, give it a year. Definitely not longer than a year. Okay, that is still a good deal, people. But you and I are the ones that you determine, do we really want to wait that year? By bringing in the people, okay, and there are a few of us has brought in more than one. By bringing in the people, your year can be cut down to a month. I promise you that, because again, quite a few of you have been paid already. All right, I know some in the very beginning have waited quite a long time, but that's understandable, simply because the structure, we didn't agree with it. But even if the structure changed, though, obviously there wasn't enough people, to start making payments. Of course, if the first 9 blocks was taken up by 9 people, I mean, not one of those 9 people could have expected payment. They would have needed blocks 10 to 18 to fill up, and 19 to 27 to fill up before any kind of payment would have been made. Okay, so depending on how long that would take, that's when you get paid. Now, again, unfortunately, they had a different payment system, and that took a while. But once that got sorted out, I mean, guys, for those that have received some sort of payment, I mean, isn't that proof enough that this thing is working? It's working, all right? It's no one is saying anything, and there's a bit of a difference in what is happening. All right, so guys, I appeal to you, to be honest, try and do your best. Try and do your best. There's 9 of us on this group, on the Zoom now this evening. There was about the same amount 2 weeks ago. Encourage, if you have spoken to people, behind the scenes, behind the curtains and so forth, and you've brought 1 or 2 or something like that, but try and encourage them to get onto the Zoom, because this is a visual thing, right? And not everybody is comfortable, maybe like you and I, to go and talk to them as a one-on-one, or make a phone call and say, come on board and things like this. Not everybody, once you brought that person on, maybe that person not that comfortable in doing what you've just done. But this is the place where we can increase the numbers. And so if people jump on here and they look over their left shoulder, they look over their right shoulder, and they see, I've got 30 people on the one side and 40, 50 on the other side, there's 100 people on this Zoom call, that is encouraging. Just the numbers alone is encouraging. It gives the people some sort of sense of, comfort. And I'm not saying guarantees, there's nothing in life that is guarantees, but the numbers will encourage people to say, well, okay, I'm going to take a chance. Okay. So I'm not going to make the Zoom call very long. It's half an hour that I'm going to try and stick to. We've got another 6 minutes to go to. But yeah, I'm sure all of you understand how the payment works, when you're going to get paid. Okay. So what you can look forward to. So if you've put in $150 and you've received the $50 for the first 7 payments, don't freak out. You now know why. If you've put in $15 and you receive $5 for the first 7 payments, don't freak out. You now know why. It's structured that way. Okay, this is not an easy thing to do. To create a payment platform like this, it's absolutely not easy to get the numbers right, to make sure that everybody gets paid when they're supposed to get paid. It's the algorithms around this is extremely difficult, to be honest with you. It's not easy. So it is set up this way for a specific reason. We tried to change it, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. To a certain point, someone is going to fall short. So this is the way it's set up here, and for now it's running okay. We just wanted to run faster, not anything different, just faster. Okay. So guys, if there's any questions, now is the time. We got 5 minutes of a bit of a Q&A. If there's anything you don't understand on what you see on the screen, you're more than welcome to raise your hands. Anybody? I take it we all understand. All right. So, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to share this slide on the group chat. I'm also going to share the Zoom call on the group chat. I've done it 2 weeks ago. I thought that maybe, the numbers would really spike, but we just need to keep pushing. It's Owen raising his hand. Thanks, Owen. Owen, you can go ahead and chat, my friend. Unmute yourself. Owen, go ahead. Owen? Okay. Right. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah. Okay. So, guys, if that's it, if you think of a question later on, yeah.
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. And go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I was just saying, is there when are you doing the next Zoom meeting, so that maybe if you have friends or people that we might need to come in, and they might need to understand how it works first, that way we can just tell them, okay, we're having this Zoom meeting. If you can join in, then you can hear for yourself how about how it all goes.
Yeah. Look, Owen, I was gonna have Zoom meetings, or I would like to have a Zoom meeting every day, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But as you can see, the numbers are not pulling through, and that's fine. So what we're gonna do, and I mean, 2 weeks ago I had a Zoom meeting. The reason why I didn't have a meeting last week Tuesday was because I could see there were new members joining last week, right? Or from the previous Zoom. Last week Tuesday, I could see there were new members, and I thought, okay, let us accumulate more new members, and so by this Tuesday, we should be, having quite a few on the chat. That now didn't happen, but it's fine. What I will do is, let me make this commitment to you. Let's have another Zoom next week Tuesday, and let's have a Zoom
same time again
every Tuesday this time. So if the person says to you tomorrow, I can't make it next week Tuesday, you can actually quite confidently tell him, all right, well then the following week Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I'm
that's the best way, because I mean, to explain to somebody about, I mean, someone to give money, I mean, these days people, they just think, oh, it's kind of
scams.
like a scam or something, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So if, I mean, it is explained with a lot of people in it, actually,
Yeah.
it actually maybe gives somebody like a motivation,
Yeah.
or sense, or like a bit sense of security, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than if I just go and speak to someone alone and say, no, this guy is trying to scam me or something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And this is the thing, Owen. I'm trying to appeal to the group that, you know what, and I know, listen, I'm a network professional. Okay. I know how this works. I know a lot of people on the group are not jumping on the Zoom call because they know how it works. And that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking to jump onto the Zoom just
So
to
then
show the
people can see the
numbers.
numbers. Yeah.
Just to show, I mean, you can jump on the Zoom, put the thing on mute, and go and do your thing in the. I can't see you, but all I see is that there's 100 people on the Zoom call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just to
Exactly.
show support.
Yeah.
That's all.
Exactly. It's actually also the same thing. I think when I joined in, I
Mm,
asked Elena if she could like send me like a list of all the participants, of all the members in their blocks, and to see maybe who's owning a full block, or who's got
yeah,
uh you know what I mean, something like that.
yeah,
So that will see
yeah,
how this thing is really going. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, for sure. I'm going to put out a voice note on the group chat uh, later on. Hopefully, everybody gets to listen to it. But you know what? My thing is this, man. If you put in 150 rand on the table because you can't afford the 2,400 or whatever, right? Then that 150 should be as valuable as the 2,400. Now, any investment that you make, any money that leaves your pocket is an investment, and you should, by all rights, make sure that your investment is going in the right direction. You clearly
Yeah.
don't have the money to say, well, you know what, I'm just going to put it into this thing. Let me know how it goes in a year's time. Because if you had that attitude, you would have put down 2,400 rand. You know,
Yeah.
why only put down 150? If you're only putting 150 down, it's because that's all you've got. Now, I'm not begrudging anybody. But what I'm trying to say is, and if you only put down, say, 2,400 rand, it means that's all you have. You don't have enough to buy 2 spots or 3 spots. So whatever you put down should be a lot of money to you. And you shouldn't ignore that. You shouldn't walk away from that and just say, you know what, if this thing flushes, because I can tell you in other platforms, that was the attitude of a lot of people. And guess what? Right? After 3-4 months, when that system crashes, you know who they found? Me. Where's my money? But you never jumped on the Zoom calls. You never bothered for 3 months. This thing just crashed out. You know what I mean? And it's not my platform. I only introduced it to you. Yeah, but I didn't know that I had to do this or I had to do that. But the Zoom calls were there. This is the problem.
Yeah.
So whatever money you put on the table, okay, you have to look after it. You have to make sure that it grows.
You will follow up. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first thing that you want to do when you put money into any investment, the first thing that you have to make sure of, and that is to get that money back. That's the first thing. Right? I'm on
Exactly.
another platform. Okay, I'm not going to mention names now, but they've got a cycle that they give you. You put in X amount of money, within 15 days, you get your money back. Right? Now, knowing about all these platforms that crash and so forth, they only last for a season and so forth. You never know when that season's over. It could be 5 days before you start. Just your unlucky day, right? So what do? My mentality is I put money in, I make sure I get it out as quick as possible. I shared it with a few people. I made my money back within 3 days. Now I'm in it risk-free. Whatever happens can happen. I've done my bit. I've made my money back. I'm running on profits now. And the longer this platform is running, the more profits I'm making. I'm withdrawing. But that is the number one rule when you put money into anything. And that is get it out as fast as possible. So what you want is to make sure that you get your 7 payouts or even 3 payouts. If you put in $150, you want your first 3 payouts. That's your $150 back. That's what you want. You see? That's what you want. And people need to understand that. So I'm going to put that on a voice note. I'm going to put it into the group because obviously a lot of people are not on the Zoom call. I'm going to put this recording out there as well. Okay. But for me, this is a simple thing. You know, bring people in, they gift it, and that's done. There's nothing more complicated than this. There's 55 million people in South Africa. You know, there's 20 million people in Cape Town, and we only need 90 blocks. That's 90 people. We're on block 42. I'm trying to wrap my mind around how difficult this really is, and I can't seem to have an answer for it. I can work out algorithms and things, but what I can't seem to work out is that why is it so difficult to get 90 people to come in, or even 60 people for this matter, where we are at. You know what I mean? And we're sitting in a town with almost 20 million people. Everyone must have 50 to 100 people on their phone. And out of that 50 or 100 people, there must be one person, just one, that's got either 150 Rand or 2,500 or 2,400, or even 1,200 for that matter. There must be one person. Everybody out of that 100 people on your phone is complaining about it. What they have is not enough. They need second jobs, but they're not prepared to take on the second job. They need a second income. They're not prepared to do something for that second income. Everybody's complaining, but no one is prepared to put that one foot forward. So, I thank you for your participation, guys. The other people that's on this call, I thank you.
One more question, Brandon, before you leave.
Yeah, sure.
The other thing, like, okay, on let's say on this platform, is there a way that we can see, like, I mean, I can see maybe they might be like block 38 and block 41. They are all like not halfway filled, or some they're just starting before the other ones fill up.
Yeah.
Is there a way of like maybe try and fill up the like block 38 before you block 41 is reopened? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, what happens is they won't open up if block 38 is a syndicate block. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's just say there's 4 people in that block. That's block 38. They won't open up block 39 as a syndicate. They will only
up as like as a partner or as a full member.
Yes. They will only jump. They'll go to 39 if someone says, I want to take a full block. Well, then we got no choice. Block 39 is available. You see? Or if someone says, I want to share, then we give them another block. You can't obviously, or alternatively, sometimes what we do is we will say if block 39, we will talk to the 4 people, or 38, for example, if there's 4 people in block 38, Elena will call them and say, listen, guys, you mind if we move you 1 block down to block 39, because we're going to give this block to a full member.
Yeah, because I think I've seen like where there is like block 38 and there's like 4 members. Then there's also like block 39 or block 40 with like 3 or 5 members in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but also looking that there's like 7 members still short in like block 40, and then block 38 there's like 5 members still short to fill up those blocks.
Yeah, there was a bit of a spillover at the time. You know, these are all being, it happens, and it is the way it is now because of a few shifts that was made. But that's not going to go forward like that. We are going to fill up a block completely, unless and again also, even if someone comes in and says, you know what, I'm going to come in as a syndicate, I want to reserve a block for myself. That also could be another reason why there's 2 syndicate blocks. Or someone might just say, I've got 10 people, but just give me some time. You know, here's 3 names in the meantime. Then we know, okay, well, that syndicate block is yours, and by month end, you will bring in the other people. sometimes we get these requests, but 99.9% of the time, no, we want to fill up syndicate block before we open up another syndicate block.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just sometimes people will request to say, I want a syndicate block for myself. I want the 9 people that's with me. They all family members. So I'm the one controlling the monies. Okay. You would say, well, give us the 10 names or the 9 names. So, okay, here's 3 names in the meantime. I'll give you the other names. Let me just quickly chat to them or whatever. Sometimes they reserve a situation like that, and then we can't fill up the block. Then we have to open up another syndicate block.
Yeah, but is there like a kind of like a time that you give them that, oh, if you can't make in this time, we're gonna
Yeah. If there's people, let's just say 2-3 days later, someone comes along, or there's 6 people, and that block requires 6 people, then we phone up the leader of that block and say, listen, it's 2-3 days down the line. Can we slot 6 people in here with you? No, we communicate all the time. We just don't slot people in because there's spaces and things like this. And we don't shift around just because we admin. We will phone you and ask permission. Can we do this? Can we do that? And so forth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah. But guys, I mean, again, it's a very simple thing. Let's do this on every Tuesday. Let's try and grow the numbers. And I'm gonna drop a. You see, the problem is once I speak about it, then it's out of my head. So I have to listen to this Zoom call now again to write down what I just said, so that I can put the message on the group chat, just as a form of encouragement. But the one thing I want to say, which I will say on the group chat again, is that even if you come on, put your mic on mute and continue with life in the kitchen or whatever, just show support. Because there are new people that will be coming on and they will look over their shoulders and say, oh, okay, this thing is actually it's quite a house full, you know what I mean? So it must be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, that will help. We just want to get this thing rolling faster. It's rolling, it's working well. We just need it to go faster. Now, I can guarantee you, again, once we get past the 73, maybe the 82 block mark, most of the people from block 1 to say block 27 would have exited already, or would have not exited, but would have received not only their money back, but at least $150 on top to put them back into the system. That's up to 1. Then you will see the payouts happening a lot quicker. Okay. So yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks so much, everybody. I thank you for joining the Zoom. I'm gonna put this recording out on the group chat and a voice note tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can pick up the numbers come next week. Have yourself a fantastic evening and be safe out there tomorrow, as apparently it's gonna be storming. All right, guys, thanks so much, man.
Cheers.
There was one more person there. Oh, okay. Thanks, Destin. Okay, guys. Cool.
Bye.
Yes, thanks. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Checking.